Hey James, Brad here. I've got your Defender board set all wrapped up. I'm going to go over it with you real quick. MPU here, it's pretty good shape. It had the old AA battery holder on it. It was the holder was rotten out, but the corrosion never got into the board. So I removed that, filled in all where the holes were nice with some solder. We've got a CR2450 lithium battery on here, which you never have to worry about alkali damage or any corrosion or off gassing. In this battery, these 2450s have about 3 times the capacity as the standard CR2032s that most people tend to use. So Defender with the CMOS RAM over here, the 5501, they tend to draw a little more current than the other CMOS RAM that's used on like Robotron and Joust in those games. So this one should hold out pretty good for quite some time. Went through the board, put in a new tantalum capacitor here for the soft start. We've got 3 new Nichicon caps for filtering in the -5, 5, and 12 volts. All new Molex headers on the board with the square pins, so you get much more surface area contact there. Remove both the decoders and the CPU and straightened and cleaned the legs and polished the whole board up, went over everything. ROM board back here, we've got a new ribbon cable, all 3M parts. I build these in-house. We've got a new filter cap here on the 5 volts, all new Molex headers, cleaned up, wiped down, tested, pulled all the EPROMs out, cleaned the legs, straightened them, reseated everything real nice. IO board, similar, new ribbon cable, 3M, new filter cap, new 10-pin headers, 2 of them with the square pins. On Defender, there is 2 pins that are cut out for keys, and they match up, so it should plug right in your harness like the old ones did. Back here on the soundboard, completely stripped down. We've got all new electrolytics on here. 3 of the electrolytics I change out with tantalums, these little 1 microfarad kind of decoupling capacitors. There's one up here on the top of the CPU, and there's another one down here that decouples for the audio amp. Also put a new bridge rectifier here. These are, I do find some failures on these, and the ones I replaced the original with are rated for like 1,000 volts and double the original amperage. I pull the fuses out, clean the legs on the fuses, and I tighten up these little push-in friction clips for them so they're nice and tight in there. Put new heatsink compound under the 7805 5-volt voltage regulator, tighten all the screws, as well as the audio amplifier here. I tighten that up to make sure we get real good heat connectivity on the heat sink. So cleaned up, tested, works good. Also, here's all the old parts. I always return the parts, so you can see there's a whole bag full of connectors and capacitors and battery holders and ribbon cables. All that junk's in there. So get my little tripod set up. Again, I have a remote control on my test bench to turn the power supply off. I do run all my boards on the bench with a original linear power supply. Audio might be a little loud. That pattern you see is the internal RAM test. The way these boards work is any data, any information that's written into the RAM gets read out and displayed on the screen. So when they're just putting random bits and testing during the RAM test, you see that. I also have a PlayStation controller that I use on my bench. I have a custom board and I can configure it for different games. It's just a lot easier than having a big control panel or something. So I'll coin it up, hit start. And I'll test some of the other functions here. There's the hyperspace. We'll do a reverse and smart bomb there. Oops. So you can see she's running real good. I did let this run 24 hours on the bench after I got the last board done. She's running solid, so I'm going to get it boxed up, and I think you said you wanted a power supply adapter too for one of the Suzo Haps, so I'm going to get that ready, and we'll get this coming back to you shortly.